This presentation will make clear both how to position the fifth wheel as well as how moving the fifth wheel impacts axle ground loads. We will use the calculator created by our team and found at www.sfactorconnect.com.
To calculate CG, you always need to find that relationship between the A dimension and the wheelbase. This was discussed in the Moffat tutorial. Since we aren't doing the math here, just enter the back of cab, or sleeper dimension, and the wheelbase. You will need the tare weights, and a good estimate for driver, tools, and fuel weights. Get these from the sales tool, or by weighing a delivered chassis. If the tractor is built, you can use zeros here and incorporate tools and fuel into the tare.
Typical tractors using Federal Bridge formula will have weights of the tractor of 12,000 pounds for the front axle and 34,000 pounds for the tandems. If front axle weight is heavier, it will take capacity from the tractor tandems or the trailer.
Okay, we will use 12,000 pounds for the front axle ground load, and 34,000 for the rear axle. By ground load, we mean the weight you expect the axle to scale at. When coupled to a loaded trailer. I seem to have misplaced my Missourian accent today.
If you have a component such as a headache rack behind the cab, enter the item details in the auxiliary weight inputs box, as item 2. You can analyze up to 5 separate items that stay on the vehicle, using this tool. Here I entered the item details. Our headache rack starts 4 inches behind the cab, so 78 inches from front axle. It is 12 inches wide with a CG in the center. Clicking the Calculate Values button will update the setting.
Bogie is defined as midway between the tandems. Our fifth wheel setting moved from 10 inches ahead to 7 ahead, after we added the back of cab item. The component added weight to the front axle, so we need to move the trailer load back to compensate.
Notice, if we make the ground load for the front axle equal to the curb weight, the fifth wheel setting moves to 0, or right over bogie. It is important to realize that loads positioned directly over bogie have no impact on the front axle ground load.
Remember my rule of thumb, have I told you where that phrase originated? On over-the-road tractors, every inch of fifth wheel movement impacts axle loading by approximately 150 pounds. It's not exact, but it's a close approximation, in a pinch.
When you move the CG toward the tandems, it takes weight off the front axle. As you reposition forward, you add weight to the front axle. Beware of this warning. You don't want to overload the rated capacity. Ask Gary how he likes snakes or tickets.
So if the customer positions the fifth wheel at 7 inches ahead of bogie, there is no danger of overloading the front axle. The next step is to ensure the trailer swing will permit that setting. We will look at that in our next session. Questions? Why do people use sliding fifth wheels? Good question. Resale value, differing loads or trailers, there are many reasons. Flexibility is the key. Is there anything else that I can answer? Greg? Yes. We can evaluate the impact of items ahead of the bumper. Use item 4 for this. Just enter the dimension in inches ahead of the front axle and the calculator does the math. What do you think the impact on setting is? Correct, it moves rearward.
These are great questions. Remember that the fields in green are results only. Enter values in yellow cells to arrive at the green calculated values. We appreciate your participation and let us know if we can help you with any of this. Thank you. Don't forget to check out our website, www.sfactorconnect.com, to see this and other calculators created to supplement and polish your expertise. Gary and Cindy are available for on-location training classes. Get emboldened.